Hello, my darling disciples. How are you all? This is a bit of a different video. Uh, but I want to talk about the recent Gura stuff. For those of you who don't know, Gargura, part of the first generation of Hololive EN, Hollow Myth, has announced her graduation. She will be graduating May 1st. Normally I don't do new stuff, commentary stuff, and I don't plan on making it a habit. We'll see. I don't know. Probably won't be a habit. But I want to talk about this because I've been following Hololive since forever. I don't watch them as much anymore. And I have descended into being a filthy clip watcher. But I do keep up. And Gura is one of my favorites from Hololive, even though, you know, obviously there hasn't been as much from her as of late. I like to keep up, right? I like to know what's going on. I like to watch the clips, sometimes watch a VOD here and there, right? And so her going, it's rough. It's really rough. But I also understand it. Like, she's been pretty inactive over the last 2 years. Like, she streams, but not much. She comes back, you know, for spurts here and there to help promote new talents. You know, and she'll drop by for merch stuff, birthday stuff. You know, she did the stuff, the Dodgers stadium stuff. Like, she comes back here and there. But she's been largely inactive for the past 2 years, which I honestly, it makes her graduation a lot less surprising and a lot more understandable. I don't think she's handled being one of the top Hololive talents, one of the top VTubing talents in the entire like VTubing sphere. Like, I don't think she's handled it very well. It seemed, and from what her announcement was stating, where she was like literally puking from stress from all the pressure, I think it's fair to say that she's not, at the risk of sounding like a little bit of an asshole, she's not like well suited for the limelight. She doesn't really want to be at the peak, at the top. And I get that. It's a lot of expectation. I think that's really probably one of the main reasons she left. Probably also, like, from what I understand, Hololive has their big 3D studio in Japan, right? And they are making their talents travel back and forth from that don't live in the country, right? It's obviously a lot easier for the folks who live in Japan, JP talents, and the you know, the folks from the EM branch or ID branch who have moved over there, right? Obviously, it's a lot easier for them, which, frankly, kind of explains why Callie, in her recent statement, said she's quite happy with how things are at Hololive. Because, I mean, even if there is more work from Hololive, more in-person work, it's a lot less strain on her than someone like Gura or Ina or Mume, right? Or Fauna, you know? So, because I know, from what I understand, Ina doesn't live in Japan either. But that's getting off topic. But that is a trend, though. I don't know if any of you have been paying attention, but all of the EN talents that have been graduating recently don't live in Japan. And I guarantee you, there was probably some minimum amount of, we need you this amount of time in the studio from you in their contracts. And they probably just decided it wasn't worth it. And that at least with Fauna, it seemed like she just wanted to stream and have a good time, right? And she's moved on, and that's grand, and I'm really happy for her. Mume obviously had her health issues, and it seems with Gura, it's probably a combination of a few things, and I doubt we'll ever know the full story for any of them, and that's okay. But I think the thing to realize here is that there's a couple things I want to take away from this, right? One, I don't think Hololive's a black company. A black company is not going to do things like let Ame do stay on as affiliate. It's not going to do things like let obviously corporate responses about disagreements with management go out. We've seen what black company graduations look like. They deflect, they blame talents, they do everything to make it seem like they're the good guys. I think anybody saying Hololive's a black company is perhaps maybe just a little bit delulu. Okay, maybe a lot delulu. Y'all need to stop taking the black pill. Chill out. Relax. Not stress about things that are outside of your control so much. Alright? You know, take a breath. Take a chill pill. And that's the other thing, you know? Relax. It's gonna be okay. If anything, this is probably gonna result in more content from the gal behind Gura. We've seen people move on. They go back to their past life accounts, or they start new ones. I wouldn't worry about it. I think we'll be seeing her around again soon. So, chill out, relax. You know, stop doom posting so much. I think Hololive is gonna be fine. Do they probably have issues internally? Of course they do. They're a corporation with dozens of talents, hundreds of employees supporting those talents. Obviously they have problems. It's a corporation. They all have problems. That's what happens when you have an organization with a large enough amount of humans there. Like, obviously. But is it enough to cripple the company? No. What you should do is, if you got some money, buy the dip. Honestly. Really. Go buy the dip. Like, hashtag not stock advice. Like, but realistically, like, it's gonna be fine. Cover is gonna be fine. Them going public probably has something to do with some of the recent changes, but I have no doubt that, I mean, from the sounds of it, this graduation was a long time coming. And observing externally, I don't think, if you're surprised by this, you haven't been keeping up. So, I don't know. Is it sad? Yes. I remember Gura's debut. I was there for it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was only there for like the first like maybe 20 minutes or so. Because I was like in the middle of getting ready for work, if I remember correctly. And I was watching, but I was there for that moment, and I, yeah, that was, it was the beginning of an era, and now we're at the end of an era, in many ways, but at the end of every era is the beginning of a new one. So, I don't know. Maybe look forward to what's coming. So, until next time, take care of yourselves. Eat well, sleep well, hydrate, don't dehydrate. Posture check. Make sure you're not shrimped up. Okay? Don't want to lose a half inch like I did. And until next time, bye-bye!